a couple dozen Republican members at least who want a government shutdown.
GOP Rep. Tim Burchins of Tennessee is among those holding his ground.
The American public knows what we're up to, and they're sick and tired of it. That's why folks like me, we're sticking to our guns, and all of a sudden we're the bad guys because we want to balance our budget.
Should the shutdown occur, nearly 4 million federal employees will be affected immediately, including non-essential workers furloughed until the shutdown is over. But it would also allow a snowball effect across the U.S., including the Bureau of Labor Statistics not releasing financial data, which would make it hard for the Federal Reserve and investors to figure out the economy. And the White House says travel will be affected as well by air traffic controllers and TSA workers not getting paid to work. While there are discussions about how to keep these things running,
let's pass a 30 to 60-day continuing resolution. Let's make sure it's not loaded up.
It appears to be an uphill battle.
You can't keep spending $7 trillion when you're only taking in $5 trillion. That just doesn't work.
The leaders of the bipartisan House Problem Solvers Caucus say, quote, all options are on the table to force a vote on to plan to keep the government funded through January 11th.
President Joe Biden joined auto workers in the picket line in Michigan a short time ago. The president has been outspoken supporting those who choose to walk out. So far, close to 14,000 auto workers are on strike, which makes up a little over 10% of the union. The strikes began on September 15th, and protesters are demanding better wages along with increased job security with the rising popularity of artificial intelligence.
The first Brightline connecting Miami and Orlando has arrived last Friday after a delay because of a fatal accident. A pedestrian was hit and killed by the Brightline southbound train in Delray Beach. Since 2018, when Miami and West Palm Beach operations began, 99 people have been killed by Brightline trains. However, none of the deaths have been found to be Brightline's fault. Brightline has taken steps to add more safety measures, like adding additional signals alerting people when a train is coming.
A dolphin at the Miami Seaquarium, who spent the last few years sharing a tank with Lolita the orca, now has a new home. The 40-year-old Pacific white-sided dolphin named Lee was successfully moved to the SeaWorld location in San Antonio, where he can live with other dolphins just like him. The Seaquarium issued a statement about the decision on Instagram saying in part, quote, our efforts to look for his well-being took him to SeaWorld in San Antonio. Although we will very much miss him, we feel happy to know this is best for him.
The off-campus Miami Hurricanes sportswear store called All Canes has been a part of the university's tradition for more than half a century. And for 33 of those years, one man made his career selling merch and bringing joy to Canes fans. Daniel Toll is live on campus to tell us more about Mr. All Canes himself. Daniel, take it away.
Vanessa, Mr. All Canes is the perfect name to give to Harry Rothwell, a man who spent the bulk of his career just a couple of blocks from where I'm standing right now, selling all the hottest gear and merchandise of the Miami Hurricanes. And I had a chance to catch up with him earlier this morning and give him a chance to reflect a little bit about his career at the store.
Just beyond the corner of Ponce Boulevard and Santa Maria Drive lies a place that is rich with tradition for Miami Hurricanes fans of all ages. All Canes, a UM sportswear store, is a Miami fan's paradise, and for the last 3 decades, one man has been the face of the store.
Well, in 1991, we were going for our 4th national title, and my brother-in-law was managing the store at the time, and they needed help, and I was between opportunities, so it kind of worked out that when he left, they made me the manager, and kind of the rest was history.
Inside of All Canes is just about every piece of Miami merchandise a fan could want, from the latest releases of Adidas sneakers to a wide array of caps and custom t-shirts made by the All Canes team. And every item that is put on a shelf is meant to give Miami fans a way to show off their orange and green pride.
A fan shop is the guys and the girls that are going to the game, and you know, the baseball, the basketball, the football. They want to be loud and proud.
But All Canes is not just a shop filled with merchandise. Over the past 50 years, All Canes has been the home to more than 90 autograph signings and player and coach meet and greets. These events allowed All Canes to build the brand it has today. More than a store, and a place for the Miami Hurricanes community to grow closer.
You know, the thing that I look back on is the friendships that I've made with players and fans. And I have customers that have They came in and they were this big, and now they're coming in with their kids that are this big, or their kids are graduating.
So Harry's been very dedicated to the community, and he has shared his passion with everyone from community members to students, players, and their families. So his impact is very, very great on not only me, but the students, staff, and the entire Coral Gables community.
Although Harry's time with All Canes has come to an end, he reflects positively on his time with the store and looks forward to what's next.
I am going to start a new opportunity, and it'll be close by, and I think everyone that once it's announced in the next week or so will be very pleased to know what's going on.
And Vanessa, Mr. Rothwell may be moving on from All Canes, but that does not mean he's not taking decades worth of memories and experience with him along the way as he goes into this new chapter of his life. And when I talked to him earlier, he said his next thing is going to be something very big and very Canes related. But for now, reporting for UMTV, I'm Daniel Toll.
Thank you, Daniel. We'll take a short break now.
But don't go anywhere when UMTV News continues.
An orange and green takeover at Lone Depot Park last weekend for UM Faculty and Staff Appreciation Day.
And later on, Miami is not known for having seasons, but a local farm is giving South Floridians a taste of fall. That story ahead.
No. Bro, but you're not even gonna do anything. Yes, I was. Yes, no.
Thank you for staying with UMTV News. The Marlins are fighting to get to the postseason, but through all the chaos of the pennant chase, the team stopped to celebrate the workers of its crosstown friend. Patrick McCall is live for us on campus to tell us more about the activities at Lone Depot on Saturday. Patrick?
Ethan, it's been a great week for South Florida sports as both the Marlins and the Dolphins have been winning, but some jobs are not so fun over here at the University of Miami. Fortunately, there were a lot of smiles over at Lone Depot Park on Saturday when the Marlins hosted University of Miami Faculty and Staff Appreciation Day. The Miami Hurricanes and Miami Marlins have not always been together. The last time the two teams met on the diamond, UM went down by 20 runs. But on Saturday, any hard feelings were dismissed when the Marlins hosted the University of Miami Faculty and Staff Appreciation Day. To help honor workers of the university, fun filled the atmosphere at Lone Depot Park. Pre-game activities flooded the surrounding areas of the park with plenty of orange and green.
So my wife actually works for UM. She's a nurse over there. She works in INR. So we're here, showing support for UM, and also we love what they're about as well.
The Marlins have held the Faculty and Staff Appreciation Day in the past. Per usual, the Canes night at the park drew out more fans than normal, and nearly 24,000 fans packed into Lone Depot Park. The afternoon started with a first pitch by several Miami Hurricanes, including baseball head coach J.D. Arteaga. On the field, the Marlins have been chasing down a chance at the wild card to make their first postseason appearance since 2020 and face an uphill battle with the Milwaukee Brewers on Saturday.
I think we're gonna see a good game today. Hopefully we win. I know Brewers have a pretty good team this year, but I think we should be able to pull it out.
At the end of the night, both fans, orange and green and blue and white, left the stands happy after a 5-4 Marlins win over the Brewers. All a helpful distraction from the everyday challenges many of the faculty and staff face.
Nurses, they go through a lot, and I believe, it's always good to, as a family, show support for what she does as well.
Fortunately, the fans went home happy on Saturday at Lone Depot Park, and the Marlins season ends on October 1st. However, for the workers at the University of Miami, winter break is still a few months away. Reporting live for UMTV, I'm Patrick McCall.
Thank you, Patrick. Canes football is on fire, starting off the season the best they have in years. The Canes dropped in at number 18 in the latest AP Top 25 rankings. Miami has a 4-0 record for the first time since 2017. When Miami began the season winning its first 10 games, Miami is third in the country in yards per play, averaging 8 yards each snap. On the flip side, Miami is holding opponents to under 13 points per game, third in the ACC.
This Sunday, the Miami Dolphins took on the Denver Broncos at Hard Rock Stadium, and let's just say Denver isn't going to want to visit Miami again for quite some time. The final score was 70-20 for Miami, a beatdown led by a running back tandem of Devon Achane and Raheem Mostert, who combined for 8 total touchdowns and 345 combined yards from scrimmage. 70 points is the most scored in an NFL game since 1966. And good for 4th all time. The Dolphins did have a chance to kick a field goal to make it 73, which would have been an NFL record, but opted to take a knee instead in the interest of sportsmanship.
It seems like Travis Kelce is the mastermind who knows how to get the girl. The Kansas City's chief tight end got singer Taylor Swift to cheer him on Sunday's game against the Chicago Bears. Swift was seen in Kelce's family suite, sitting next to his mom, Donna. This comes after weeks of speculations whether the two are now an item. It all started when Kelce revealed he tried to slip his phone number via a friendship bracelet he made for Swift during one of her Eras Tour's concerts. Is it a love story for the pair? Neither Swift or Kelce have publicly confirmed any romantic link. It looks like time will tell if he's the one or just Mr. Perfectly Fine.
Well, the fall equinox was this Saturday, which means it's officially autumn. And though the leaves aren't changing and the air isn't crisp in South Florida, one local farm is offering Miami residents a taste of a northern fall. It's the 4th annual Harvest Festival at the Berry Farm in Miami. Operating under the slogan, "Bringing a Piece of Country to Miami," the family-owned and operated farm is offering all sorts of fall fun. This includes things you'd expect in Miami, like good food and live music, as well as some you might not, like a 4-acre corn maze, hay rides, and a pumpkin patch. And if you're wondering how the pumpkins are grown in 90-degree weather, they're not. They're flown in from around the country, but that doesn't stop folks from embracing this makeshift patch.
Families love this place. I mean, this place gets jam-packed like throughout the year, especially during fall, the fall Harvest Festival. People come like from all over Florida just to come here.
For admission, for adults, it's $12 on weekdays, $16 on weekends, and children have a reduced rate. The Harvest Festival will end on November 5th, so if fall is your favorite season, you might want to check this out before then. And that's all the time we have for this edition of UMTV News. Thank you for joining us.
We will have another show for you at the same time next Tuesday. Have a good night.